Today I'm talking about people from Illinois, specifically the Chicago area, relocating to the Iowa City area, and I am joined by Kerri Jonikas, a realtor with HomeSmart Realty Group, who specializes in the Chicago suburbs. Hi there, my name's Emily Farber, and I'm a realtor with Lubbock Krieger. Hey Kerri, let's talk about the elephant in the room right away that I frequently hear about in the news. Why are so many people leaving Illinois, specifically the Chicago area? What have you seen and heard from folks as you help them with their real estate needs?
That is a great question, Emily. There's several reasons why people are moving out of Illinois, specifically the Chicagoland area. The top reason is our taxes are crazy high. I have some clients that have homes between $450,000 and $550,000, and those taxes can range from $12,000 up to $20,000 a year. It really is absolutely crazy. So that is the number one reason. Another reason is our weather. A lot of people flee to go to a warmer climate or something that maybe is a little more consistent. Maybe it does get cooler, but it doesn't get -20 or -50, which it has gotten here in Chicago. So those are the top two reasons. The other reasons would be they're moving to be by family or relocating for a job.
I think people are drawn to Iowa City for a variety of reasons. Our weather is probably not one of them, but I guess if someone has grown accustomed to the Illinois weather, they're not going to be too surprised about Iowa weather. One big draw of the Iowa City area for Illinois people is the proximity of our two states. Iowa City's only 3.5 hours drive to downtown Chicago, which is a pretty doable trip for fairly frequent returns back for people who want to visit friends or family who still live there. Iowa also attracts some people because of our real estate property taxes being lower than Illinois'. Another draw to the Iowa City metro is that while the Iowa City area is way smaller than Chicagoland, Iowa City's metro is still about 172,000 people compared to Chicago's 9.5 million. But Iowa City and the surrounding area is not so small that it feels like a small podunky town. I've been told by many people who moved here that Iowa City lives large in terms of cultural opportunities, amenities, healthcare, and whatnot. I've also met quite a few Chicago transplants that were originally introduced to Iowa City when they had a child attending the University of Iowa here. And in the process of visiting their kiddo and hearing about that child's experiences here in Iowa City, it eventually became apparent that Iowa City would be a great option as a new community for them too. Let's compare expenses of living in the two places. Home prices and property taxes, for example. If someone purchased a 4 to 5 bedroom home, maybe 2,400 to 2,800 square feet of finished living space and less than 10 years old, what would the average price of that house be? And what would your average property tax bill be in the Chicago area?
I service a variety of counties throughout Chicago's southwest suburbs. I'm specifically going to be talking about Will County, which is part of Chicago's southwest suburbs. First, looking at Lockport and Homer Glen, the price ranges there are going to range anywhere from $390,000 to $479,000, and the taxes are going to run anywhere from $8,000 up to, it could be as high as maybe $12,000 per year, which I'm sure, as you're seeing right now, is extremely high. Looking at New Lenox, which is also a Chicago southwest suburb, the price ranges are going to look like anywhere from $324,000 to about $485,000, and the tax bill is going to run anywhere from about $8,500 up to about $11,000. And the last area I'm going to talk about is Plainfield. Now, Plainfield has two counties. I'm specifically talking about in Will County. So Will County, Plainfield, in the criteria that you were describing, you're looking at anywhere from about $314,000 up into about $415,000. That tax bill is going to run you anywhere from $7,000 to $9,000 per year. Again, these are pretty high, but Plainfield definitely is a little bit lower than the Lockport, Homer, New Lenox areas.
So here in the greater Iowa City area, the average price for that type of nice size, newer construction home would probably be in the $300,000 to $400,000 for a pre-existing house and $425,000 and up for new construction. A ballpark range for property taxes would probably be $5,500 to $6,500. What challenges, if any, are people in the Chicago area seeing and selling their homes to move to other places? What has your real estate market been like, and what are you seeing when you look into 2021 and beyond, Kerri?
Another great question, Emily. Actually, our sellers, the biggest challenge is they are selling maybe before they're ready to find something to buy. They can't find something to buy before they can sell their home. So that is one challenge that they are having, because homes are selling super, super quick in my area. The average days on market for under contract right now is 2 days on the market before going under contract. The average days on the market for homes that have sold in the last 6 months, that it was ranging about 10 days as the average. So really right now is the market is just completely crazy. So you can expect you are going to put your home on the market and it won't be on very long. So those are some challenges when someone is relocating out of state. They should be ready to up and move very quickly or have another option. Definitely having a backup plan or somewhere to go if they do sell before they have found something to purchase.
Here in 2021 in the greater Iowa City market, we are experiencing a very strong seller's market, which can make it a big challenge for our out-of-town buyers to be able to make decisions quickly enough on houses. It can also be a challenge to get an accepted offer if you're coming in with a sale of home contingency as part of your deal. One thing that people moving from a large metro area like Chicago may find as somewhat of a shock is the differences in public transportation. There are no trains or metro lines here. We do have a public bus system that's made up of Iowa City buses, Coralville buses, and campus buses. And while we do have taxis and ride shares here, it doesn't seem like they're on every corner the way they are in a big city. Iowa City is decently bike friendly though, but for the most part, I think most people are probably going to feel like they need a car to get around. Kerri, do you think people living in the Chicago area are looking for someplace with just as much hustle and bustle, or are they really looking for something more peaceful and a more quiet way of life?
So I live in the suburbs of Chicago. So while there is a hustle and bustle to the city, where I'm at, I actually, in the Lockport Homer area, the number one reason that I moved to Lockport, I live in Lockport, is that it is kind of far enough out. So when I'm driving on some of our town roads, there's horses people are, riding their horses on the side of the road. We have horse and buggies that you'll see. I think that is the most awesome thing. You don't necessarily have to have the hustle and bustle of the city, or you might go to the city for work, but you still live in a quiet area. Now, you had mentioned something a little bit about the transportation. That may be a big deal for some people, but I know so many people, if they live in the suburbs and they work in the city, they still drive. So not having that public transportation might not be that big of a deal as you may think.
Iowa City, in my opinion, offers the best of both worlds. Downtown Iowa City during the summer is one of my favorite things. There's live outdoor music every Friday night, there's community-sponsored outdoor movies, there's a farmer's market every Saturday morning, and there's a lot of special events and festivals such as the Jazz Fest and our Summer of the Arts vendor show. There are also a lot of opportunities to do things in Iowa City and surrounding communities if you want to, but if you prefer to stay home and enjoy quiet or nature, there's plenty of that also. If you want to enjoy parks like Hickory Hill, which I did a video about, you can watch it up here. You can have a really fabulous nature experience and not have to drive far from it. Traffic in the Iowa City area is probably pretty much non-existent compared to the Chicago area. You can get most places between Iowa City, Coralville, and North Liberty within 25 minutes at the most. And really the only time I ever see traffic at an absolute standstill is if there's been an accident. Kerri, if someone was planning to leave the Chicago area and relocate to the Iowa City area, what would be the steps to get the ball rolling?
If someone is looking to relocate to Iowa from Illinois, the first step is just give me a call. We will set up a consultation. I'll go through what their goals are and make sure that I understand their timeline, and we can get the ball rolling that way. It's really important to have that consultation for us to go over if they have a home to sell. If they don't have a home to sell, then we can create the connection to you, Emily, who would then get them situated to their relocation. Now, I can help them with whether they have a current rental that they're in, if they need advice on that, or if they have a home to sell. We would start by looking at their home and seeing what the market statistics look like, if they have a backup plan, if they don't have a backup plan, so we can properly plan their move. And it's really important, I like to make sure that I mention this, that I know a lot of people might think, well, I don't really need to have two realtors. I'll just go drive there, find a home. I don't really need somebody to help me. I can do this on my own. It doesn't cost anything to the buyer to have you as their buyer's agent. So it really benefits to have the buyer's agent and the agent in the other state to work together to ensure a smooth transition. I just can't stress that enough, how much it helps to have a party on both sides when you are relocating out of state. It really helps to keep the transaction moving along and to make sure that you are planning appropriately and being able to get that timeline nailed down. It can be very difficult, and it obviously is very stressful moving out of state because there's so many factors involved, but having two parties communicating often and effectively can really make the big difference in a smooth transaction.
Well, the first steps here would be to contact a local lender to figure out your financing, and I have lots of suggestions for local lenders, so just ask. As well as contacting a local realtor who would be able to create a custom home search based upon your specific needs and wants. You'll find that the information that I'm able to provide you will be much more accurate than what you are going to see online on any of those big name national real estate websites. I frequently work with relocation clients, so I understand what the challenges are. To help my clients keep on top of our swiftly moving market, I do a lot of video showings for them when they can't be here in person. Those can either be live, such as over FaceTime, or a video that I take and then provide a private link for just those clients to view. If you have moving on the mind, you should download my Iowa City area relocation guide. I'll leave a link for that down below in the description box of this video. If you're watching this on your phone, all you need to do is tap the title and that description box will open right up. You'll also find all of Kerri's contact information in that video description box if you want to reach out to her to get some expert advice on selling your house in the Chicago area. If you're interested in learning even more about what it's like living here in Iowa City, you should check out this video here or this one here suggested by YouTube. I'll see you over there. Hey, it's been fun, and I'll catch you later.